Salisbury Center, we are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Mike Phillip.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to CageZilla 79 for our 9th bout of the evening. In this pro flyweight competition will be Liam on the cast. He will be returning for our main event with the number 10 bout. But right now, he is currently cornering for this man's opponent, Mike Phillip. 37 years old. He stands at 5'5". He went 4-2 in his amateur career, but is right now 0-1, looking to mark his first dub in professional MMA. He fights out of the house of Muay Thai, and it's quite the history behind him. In fact, this matchup between him and Qataada Nubani was supposed to occur on CageZilla 77, but in February, unfortunately, Mike fell ill, had to drop out, so he's really looking to make his mark in this storied matchup here tonight. Mike hasn't fought in 20 months since making his pro debut in October of 2022, so this is a long time coming as well, ladies and gentlemen. He did lose that initial bout by decision, but he has ever since then, that point, built up his experience, built up his endurance, and I think is really looking for something a little bit more explosive and more in his favor tonight. Right now, he is being checked out by everybody, ready to go into this bout. He formerly trained under Team XCWT at Jackson Wink, but is now training under Jake Chamberlain at the House of Muay Thai. He's a friend and teammate of former Bellator fighter and former CageZilla champion Ryan Parker, and so that kind of experience, that kind of developing growth from the insights that people like Ryan Parker brings to the table, I think could be the decision maker in this bout here at CageZilla 79. Right now, our wonderful referee Angel Ortiz is doing a quick once-over of Mike Phillip and his kit. We're about ready to get to his contender here for what is sure to be an explosive flyweight bout. I really love these lower weight bouts in general, ladies and gentlemen, because the energy and the movement potential from these fighters is something to really check out. Now we throw it back to Chris Fuller for the opponent.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Qataada Nubani.
Qataada Nubani, at 28 years old, fights out of Kaizen MMA, and this man is the reason why Liam is not with us for this part of the broadcast. For he is cornering this man who right now is wrapped in that Palestinian flag. He is fighting for his people and what is going on there in Israel and Palestine right now, looking to make a statement. He is currently 1-1 in his pro record, while going 4-2 in his amateur bouts. He stands at 5'8" and is looking to make it 2 wins in a row with the W tonight. He's coming off of a very impressive and devastating knockout win over Jake LaMax at CageZilla 77 in February, which Mike Phillips had to be subbed in for. So, in a way, Qataada Nubani is finally looking for that target, that opponent that he was supposed to be finishing there in February. Nubani has always brought a ferocious pace to his amateur and pro bouts, and he looks to overwhelm his opponents early. We're going to see whether or not he's going to be able to do that, though, up against Mike Phillips, who, like I said before, has currently built up that resume of endurance, trying to bring things to decisions and whatnot. So, with this contrasting styles on either side, I'm looking for a really, really interesting bout, kind of a chess-like match. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, that's Liam on camera right there, making sure that our fighter is ready to go. He has never been finished, actually, in his amateur or pro career, even though he has several bouts under his belt. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. He will either be doing the finishing or we could be going to that decision. Now, overall, while he has not fought in flyweight all that much, he does have history in the bantamweight division where he was our former amateur champion here at CageZilla. Now, it is time to throw it back over to our wonderful announcer, Chris Fuller, in order to bring this to an official fight.
Salisbury Center, this is the co-main event of the evening. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the CageZilla Pro Flyweight division. It is brought to you by our friends at the Shop Gym, the Virginia Mecca for powerlifting, with locations in Ashburn and Manassas. And Ace Party Rental, they've got you covered. Check them out at acepartycentral.com. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'5" and weighing in at 125 pounds, fighting out of the House of Muay Thai, it's Mike Phillip. And his opponent, Fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'8" and weighing in at 125 pounds, fighting out of Kaizen MMA with a record of 1 win and 1 defeat, it's Qataada Nubani! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the pro flyweight division. It is our co-main event of the evening, brought to you by the Shop Gym and Ace Party Rental, and your referee in charge is Angel Ortiz.
Angel Ortiz, center of the ring, calling
all right,
both
gentlemen,
fighters
we went over
up.
the rules earlier today. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Fight clean, fight hard. Any final questions? No? Touch gloves. Get back to your neutral corners. Get ready to come out fighting.
Both fighters just squaring up, trying to figure out each other's game plan in the early moments of this bout. We've seen this a few times, ladies and gentlemen, where one person's coming out fully swinging with tons of tempo. That could be Qataada Nubani. We talked about before how much he likes to play at high tempo, but up against Mike Phillip, who might be able to match him blow for blow. We're going to see whether or not he's going to be able to pull that off. That being said, immediately a roundhouse kick is going to stagger Mike Phillip, although he's going to be able to trade one right back. Advancing kick already floored, and he's going to get into an advantageous position. Phillip tried to push back. He's going to run Qataada Nubani up against the wall, and now he's looking for the outside trip.
And Chris, I've been calling Q's fights for a long time, and he can weather the storm. That is one thing about that kid that I will tell you. I've been up and down the East Coast calling this kid's fight, and he is a tough customer. So that body shot was huge, but I wouldn't count him out for that one.
He's continuing to control that left arm of Mike Phillip. Qataada Nubani is also looking for some moves. Will get it on the left, and he's continuing to rain down hellfire upon Phillip.
Chris, I don't know if you could see it from your vantage point, but that was a monster elbow by Q Nubani, and it opened him up. It opened Mike Phillip up.
Control up against the back of Mike Phillip right now. House of Muay Thai may still be denied the first pro victory unless Phillip can find a second win, but another takedown from Qataada Nubani will continue to bring him into control of this first round.
Oh, yeah. Chris, I don't know if our camera can get it, but that is a nice little cut on the top of the head of Mike Phillip.
Yep, Angel Ortiz trying to find an angle on that. Make sure that this fight can continue for the time being. Kind of a side headlock scenario now for Qataada Nubani, finding chest to chest once again versus Mike Phillip. He has now driven the smaller man up against the wall.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at it, Chris, but I think that he's going to be okay because the cut is kind of on the side of the head. Shouldn't be interfering with his vision too much, but it is a nasty cut, and it came from the elbow of Q Nubani. Beautiful, beautiful elbow by Q.
Yep, Q just trying to catch his breath while Mike Phillip is getting looked out. But that blow is beginning to ooze quite a bit here. The physician just checking to make sure that this can stop so we can continue this fight. But I got to say, look at the body language of Mike Phillip when he was pulled away from that wall. He looked a little bit dazed, Chris, and I wonder if that's also going to impact Angel's decision-making.
Now,
here.
that's what I would be worried more about is him being concussed than I would be about the cut itself. And he's going to plead his case and say how he's okay, but he got absolutely rocked. And good for him. The fight is going to continue.
Yep, Angel just going to reset that position that we saw them in before that last toss. And I got to say, Qataada Nubani's got to be happy because he's back into that position where he's run Mike Phillip up against the wall, Chris.
Yeah, he's still in dominant position, and although I will tell you already, it looks like Q's breathing out of his mouth a little bit. Not very good for 5-minute rounds.
That being said, he's putting it on top with this takedown, Chris. And he's continuing to control Mike Phillip, who's struggling to reverse this mount.
Yeah, that was just a really quick decision by Q Nubani right there to get that takedown. And now he is going to rain down the punishment.
Yep, and that's going to be belly to the floor for Mike Phillip. Difficult position to try to leverage out of. Look at that leg control by Qataada Nubani as well. Wrapping that left around. He's going to dump him onto the back, and look at this triangle.
He is just outclassing Mike Phillip right now. Unfortunately, like I was saying before, you got to wonder how much of that is due to that blow he took to the head. But beautiful control right here by Q Nubani. It's not real deep. It's above the chin right there, so not a whole lot for Phillip to worry about. But definitely a dominant position. At some point, like Liam was talking about in an earlier bout, you got to abandon that that choke right there to save your arm strength.
That's definitely the case. Qataada Nubani is eventually going to remount high position, but does let go of the neck of Mike Phillip, who's going to try to back his opponent up against the wall.
Well, he's in a body lock now. He's got a body triangle, and it's going to be difficult for him to get out, but we have seen it done tonight. If I'm Q, or if – oh, he taps! He taps! And you know what, Chris? I was just about to disagree with that strategy. That shows you why I'm sitting ringside and that guy's in the cage, because I was going to say he was finding so much success with the striking. I didn't know why he was going to the submissions, but look what happens. Beautiful finish by Q Nubani.
Qataada Nubani in control from minute one. He did it for his people, and he will walk away with a victory in this co-main event.
Beautiful.
Congratulations all around. We see Liam in the ring alongside the rest of Kaizen MMA, enjoying, basking in this victory for Q Nubani. Chris Fuller going to make his way back up to collect the decisions from the judges, but I think we know who's walked away with the victory here. Physicians in the ring as well to give one last check over to Mike Phillip, but I love the sportsmanship we saw from both sides. Mike Phillip embraced right at the very end of that round, congratulating Q Nubani on that victory as Angel Ortiz stands to deliver the decision. And I think this is a real testament as well, ladies and gentlemen, to the presence that Kaizen MMA has throughout the entirety of CageZilla. This is one of those places that you want to get reps in at because they have people from all backgrounds, all walks of life coming in here, crafting incredible fighters who are able to do things like what we saw Q Nubani do in the ring tonight. Luckily for us, it seems like Mike Phillip has got that bleeding from the head under control. He's up, he's talking, so not a whole lot of damage inflicted on his side, so hopefully he'll be able to bounce back really nicely from this bout, and he will still be on that hunt for his first victory in the pro side of MMA here at CageZilla. Looks like Chris Fuller has gotten all the decisions. We're going to throw it over to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Angel Ortiz has called a stop to the action 3 minutes and 3 seconds into round number one. For your winner by submission due to rear naked choke, it's Qataada Nubani.
Congratulations, Qataada. How does this feel?
Feels good. First submission.
It does. And you got him in the elbow to the head. And did you knew at that point you had it secure? How confident were you at that point? Because I was right there. That was pretty bad.
After the elbow? No, he was still fighting hard. He didn't really affect him. So, listen, I'm here for 3 rounds. I'm not going to get excited over a cut, you know, and gas myself out. So I saw the blood, but I kept it going, kept pressure. But he was fighting back. He was fighting tough. So, and I didn't know it was the end there.
And how much did I felt like you were just speedy, agile. How much did that play into it and the mental prep as well?
We're flyweights.
I know.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. No, it's not dumb, but
I said duh.
Moving around.
I know.
Yeah.
I said, how much did that play into it, though, like controlling the fight?
Well, he's a little dude, too, so I knew he was probably going to move more than me. So I definitely have to keep up with these little guys because I fought in at 45, 35. Now I'm here at 25, so I got to keep up with these little guys, you know? They move fast.
It matters. It matters.
I want to give a big shout out to all my coaches, Coach Nima, Coach Brent, Free Palestine. Don't come on Mike, Jeff.
Like and subscribe to CageZilla.